James Naismith was a Canadian-American physical education teacher credited with the invention of basketball. In honor of him in 1969, we saw the first winner of the Naismith Player of the Year award, which was none other than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, formerly known as Lou Alcindor. This award is given to the best player in college basketball from an individual season. It's very similar to the Heisman we see in football. Some of the most notable winners in history include Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, and Kevin Durant. In this video, we're going to look at the last 10 winners and rank them by their NBA success. So if you guys like my content, make sure you like and subscribe. Let's try to get 5,000 likes on today's video, and let's hop into it.
Naismith Trophy for the most outstanding college basketball player to Frank Mason III.
In 2017, we saw a 5'11" point guard and former 3-star recruit light up college basketball, and that was none other than Frank Mason. To start his career at the University of Kansas, he didn't have a very big role as he was in the rotation getting 60 minutes, but only got 5.5 points, shooting 42% from the field. The next 2 seasons, he would take over the starting role, getting 33 minutes, where he established himself as a very solid perimeter shooter, getting 13 points, shooting over 40% from 3. In his senior season during 2017, he would establish himself as one of the best players in college basketball, getting 21 points, 5.2 assists, shooting 49% from the field and 47% from 3. He was a member of an incredible Kansas team that included the likes of Devontae Graham, Svi Mykhailiuk, and Josh Jackson. They would finish with a 31-5 record and went into the tournament as a #1 seed. It would go by UC Davis, Michigan State, and Purdue before falling to the 9th-seeded Oregon Ducks in the Elite 8. Mason would go to the 2017 NBA draft, where he would fall to the Sacramento Kings in the second round with the 34th pick. Through his first 2 seasons, he's appeared in 90 games, where he's averaged 6.8 points, shooting just 38% from the field and 30% from 3. He spent a lot of time in the G League, and this past offseason signed a 2-way contract to join the Milwaukee Bucks. Things can turn around, but for right now, Mason is ranked at number 10.
No way, no way. I'm going home.
In 2011, we saw one of the best college seasons of all time from a small guard at Brigham Young. To start Jimmer Fredette's career, he scored just 7 points a game and was somewhat of an unknown despite having an amazing high school career. We would see Fredette go to 16 points in his sophomore year, and by his junior season had solidified himself as one of the best shooters in the country. Jimmer's senior season would be a movie. He seemed unguardable with his signature deep 3-pointers and would finish the year averaging 29 points, 4 assists, shooting 45% from the field and 40% from 3 on 8.5 attempts a game. Fredette led BYU to the 3rd seed going into the NCAA tournament. It would have 2 30-plus performances and wins over Wofford and Gonzaga, but would end up falling in the Sweet 16 to the 2nd-seeded Florida Gators in overtime. In the 2011 NBA draft, one of the best drafts we've ever seen in retrospect, Fredette would go with the 10th overall pick to the Sacramento Kings. With a lot of hype going into his rookie year, he would heavily disappoint, getting just 7.6 points, shooting 39% from the field and 36% from 3, and with the help of defensive struggles, would end up losing his starting role to a 2nd-round pick and future All-Star Isaiah Thomas. Fredette would see his role diminish over the next 2 years, and during the 2014 season would be waived by the Sacramento Kings. He would finish the year with the Bulls and sign with the New Orleans Pelicans that offseason, and that would be the last time we got to see Fredette on a consistent basis, as he played in 50 games, getting just 3.6 points. He would then go on to the G League, where he would absolutely light it up, but it was clear that teams weren't looking to give him another chance, so he went on to China, joining the Shanghai Sharks. In 2 seasons there, he would dominate, getting over 37 points a game. He had a small stint at the end of this past season for the Phoenix Suns, but Fredette decided to sign a 2-year contract with Panathinaikos in the Greek League this offseason. An amazing college career, but after becoming one of the biggest busts in history, we have to rank him at number 9.
Pulls it down. 5 seconds. Fires for 3.
In 2013, the Naismith Player of the Year would fall in the hands of Trey Burke. After being ranked the 84th player coming out of high school, Burke went on to the University of Michigan. In his freshman season, he would have a great year, getting 15 points on solid efficiency, but would become a household name in his 2nd season, getting almost 19 points and 7 assists, shooting 46% from the field and 38% from 3. Alongside future NBA players such as Nick Stauskas, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Karis LeVert, Michigan would finish with a 25-6 record and made it all the way to the championship game before falling to Louisville. After this year, Burke would go to the 2013 draft, where the Minnesota Timberwolves took him at number 9, but eventually moved him to the Utah Jazz. Burke had a very big role in his first 2 seasons, but heavily disappointed with his efficiency, and after the 2016 season was traded to the Washington Wizards, where it wasn't anything special, and spent a majority of the following season in the G League. This past year, he had a comeback for the New York Knicks and Dallas Mavericks, getting 11 points on respectable efficiency, and landed a contract with the 76ers this offseason. His career is trending upwards, but currently we have him at 8.
The Nova Nation has another national championship.
After being the 16th rated player in the country coming out of high school, Jalen Brunson became the starting point guard for a top-ranked team in Villanova. In his freshman season, he would average 10 points on good efficiency and was a solid contributor for a team that would go on to win the NCAA championship. His role would increase in his sophomore season, and in his junior year, we would see him take home the award, getting 19 points, 5 assists, shooting with incredible efficiency at 52% from the field and 41% from 3. He led his team to a top seed in the NCAA tournament, and they would take down Michigan to give Brunson his second championship. And with him graduating early, he decided to declare for the 2018 NBA draft, where despite having an amazing college career, he would fall to the Dallas Mavericks in the second round. Brunson had a very solid rookie season this past year as he got over 9 points and 3 assists, but was overshadowed by his teammate and Rookie of the Year Luka Doncic. Brunson is on pace to have a great career, but with not enough in the books, we have to put him at number 7.
Koenig sets up Kaminsky for the three.
In 2015, we saw Wisconsin Badger and 7-foot center Frank Kaminsky bring home the award. He had a slow start to his college career, getting just 2 and 4 points a game in his first 2 seasons, but he would have an increased role in his junior year, getting 14 points and 6 rebounds. In his senior season, he would become Frank the Tank, getting 19 points, 8 rebounds, shooting 55% from the field and 42% from 3. He would lead them to an exciting NCAA tournament run that included a win over unbeaten Kentucky, but they would eventually fall to Duke in the championship game. In the 2015 draft, the Charlotte Hornets passed up on some crazy trade opportunities to keep their pick and take the Tank at number 9. Through his first 4 seasons, Kaminsky's been solid, getting 10 points, 4 rebounds, shooting 42% from the field and 34% from 3. This past summer, he signed a 2-year, $10 million contract to join the Phoenix Suns. He's had a decent career to this point, but his struggles as a rebounder and defender keep him at number 6.
McDermott, another three. Hit that one.
Coming out of high school in 2011, Doug McDermott wasn't highly recruited and went to Creighton University. His clear shooting ability was evident from his first game with the team, and he would average 15 points on over 40% from 3 in his freshman season. He would continue to dominate, and by his junior season, he was already averaging 23 points on an insane 55% from the field and 49% from 3. I didn't realize till researching this video how historically efficient McDermott was in his college career. We would see him bring home the award in his senior season as he got almost 27 points a game, shooting 53% from the field and 45% from 3. In the 2014 draft, the Denver Nuggets would take McDermott with the 11th pick, but ended up trading him to the Chicago Bulls. We didn't see much from him in his rookie season as he was dealing with a knee injury, but over the past 4 seasons has become one of the premier shooters in this league, averaging over 40% from 3 and landed a 3-year, $22 million contract with the Pacers a year ago. A solid career so far, landing him at number 5.
Turner across the timeline, throws it from high on the right. He hit it, Evan Turner! He hit it just inside of half court!
After being a top 50 recruit out of high school, Evan Turner went to Ohio State, where he got just 8.5 points in his freshman season. He would go up to 17 in his sophomore year and take home the award in his junior season, getting over 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists a game, shooting 52% from the field and 36% from 3. He would lead them to the Sweet 16 before falling to the Tennessee Volunteers. Backed by his point forward skill set and versatile defense, Turner would become the 2nd overall pick in the 2010 draft to the Philadelphia 76ers. His NBA career has been decent so far, including the 2013 season where he would average 13 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists. In July of 2016, Turner signed a 4-year, $70 million contract with the Portland Trail Blazers and was traded this past summer to the Atlanta Hawks. He should be a solid player for the Hawks, bringing them defense and someone that can handle some of the ball handling duties for the second unit. He hasn't been able to adapt to today's 3-point oriented game, but his defense keeps him on the court, and he's had a solid career to this point, ranking him at number 4.
Half court for the win. It's good! It's good! It's good! It's good!
In 2016, we saw Buddy Hield tear up college basketball on his way to becoming the Naismith Player of the Year. He didn't do much in his first season at Oklahoma as he got just 8 points a game, but would get 17 over the next 2 seasons, and everything would come together in his senior year as he averaged 25 points a game, shooting an amazing 50% from the field and 46% from 3 on almost 9 attempts. He would lead them to the Final Four of the NCAA tournament before falling to the eventual champions in Villanova by 44 points, the largest margin in Final Four history. He would then go on to become the 6th overall pick in the 2016 draft to the New Orleans Pelicans. He'd have a decent start to his rookie season, but was traded just 57 games to the Sacramento Kings in the trade that brought DeMarcus Cousins to New Orleans. He would finish his rookie year getting 15 points on very solid efficiency. He would again have a solid year in his second season, but it took a massive jump this past year, going to almost 21 points a game, shooting 46% from the field and 43% from 3. Buddy Hield is on pace to have a great NBA career, landing him at number 3 on this list.
At the elbow, and the quick move and a flush. Wow! Watch this. Boom! That's a violent rip and a violent finish.
Blake Griffin was the 18th ranked player in high school and decided to join his home state Oklahoma Sooners. He would have a great freshman season, getting 15 points and 8 rebounds, but would dominate in his sophomore year, bringing home the award, getting almost 23 points, over 14 rebounds, shooting 65% from the field. Griffin would become the #1 pick in the 2010 draft to the Los Angeles Clippers, but would miss his first season with injury. In his rookie year, he would get over 22 points and 12 rebounds and would win Rookie of the Year. Over his 9-year career, Griffin has become a 6-time All-Star and 5-time member of the All-NBA teams. With an amazing career to this point, we have to rank him at number 2.
The handle. Henson has it. He's blocked by Davis. No foul committed, and Kentucky will take it by 1.
At number 1, we have the only freshman on this list, Anthony Davis. Davis was the #1 recruit coming out of high school and went to the University of Kentucky, where in his freshman season he would average 14 points, 10 rebounds, and an insane almost 5 blocks a game. Alongside Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, they would take home the NCAA championship. In the 2012 draft, there was no question who would be the #1 pick, and he ended up landing in New Orleans, where he wouldn't disappoint. He would get 14 points and 8 rebounds in his rookie season, but by his 3rd year, he was averaging 24 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks a game. Davis is a 6-time All-Star and 3-time member of the All-NBA first team. He's the consensus top big man in the league, and after a blockbuster trade will be joining LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers, poised to make a run at the title. With this much success at just 26 years old, it's safe to rank him as the #1 Naismith player over the past 10 years. We saw Zion Williamson take home the award this past season, so it's going to be interesting to see where he ranks on this list. But that's the video, guys. You guys give me your thoughts in the comments below. If you liked the video, make sure you like and subscribe, and the shoutouts are gonna be JP, Ryan, Bucky, James, and King. If you guys want to shout out in the next video, we're actually going to do something different. I want you to go over to my gaming channel, subscribe, and comment on my latest video subbed, and I'll shout 5 of you guys out. With all that being said, hope you guys have a great day, and peace.